Born and raised in Chesterfield, Missouri. Raised on a farm with my grandparents, and it was good. I enjoyed it. A lot of experiences with the farm life. It was interesting. We had our playtime, but it was mainly a lot of hard working time. All the school years was good. It was a lot of interaction as far as classmates, family, friends, and stuff like that, you know. At that time, it was just pretty much quiet, small town. And then after high school, I just went working full-time for a little local grocery store. And from there, I just started working for like manufacturing companies or assembly companies. And then I went into working for an aircraft company. Started out painting aircraft. And it was in Chesterfield when they first opened up the airport down there. For years as they was building that, I used to, on our property, go on the back of our property and look down the hill and see all the excavating going on. I said, one day I'm gonna go down and get me a job. And it was some years, but I did get to do that, and I enjoyed it for some years after. Eventually, I got getting involved with substance abuse, drugs, alcohol. It was pretty much time of party time back in them days. We were talking about the middle 70s, early 80s in that time, and life was up and down for years. Relationship problems. I started having children, and it just, you know, kept culminating as far as problems. Every time I turn around, it was something. If it wasn't the home life, it was something with the kids or something with the job. And the more it kept coming up on me, the more I got involved with the drug abuse. Well, I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and my family was very, very strict all my life. It got to the point where I had been what they call disfellowship, so there was no interaction with my direct family, with my grandfather and grandmother and them. I was just pretty much exiled out of the family, so it was other parts of the family that I had reached out to, but that part of the family, there was a lot of alcohol and drug abuse involved. That's how I really kind of got into that real bad. In the early 90s, 94 was my first prison incarceration, and that was on the heels of drug abuse. I got involved with, couldn't keep a job all the time, on and off jobs. I had wrote a few bad checks, and that caught up with me. I went in the first time on a 3-year sentence. Did 5 months. Did okay after that for a while. I actually got married. I had two young kids then. And that was in 94, and by 96, within a couple of years, things started going downhill again on me. And I went on a real bad spiral again with the drugs, the family, a lot of relationship problems there. Actually, January 10th of 1997 was the last time I used. I lost everything. When I lost it all, I just had enough, and I had, on the next bid, it had to do with checks again. And I asked the judge if he would give me some help. And he said, if you're asking for help, I'm gonna give you some help. And that's when he sentenced me to long-term drug treatment down in the Ozarks. He sentenced me down there. I went down there for 19 months. And since January the 10th of 1997, I have not used or abused any drugs or alcohol, period. From that time, I got out and still in the same marriage, and my ex-wife was involved in an extramarital relationship that I was not aware of. And I was led on to believe that everything was okay in the family. And as things got to going, it got really bad. May the 11th, 2020, this year, I just come off a 21-year incarceration, 21 straight year incarceration. That resulted in the incident as far as with my ex-wife's lover that we got into it, and I wound up catching a first-degree assault behind that. At the time, I knew it was wrong. There was a lot wrong with the whole system, the court system, the judicial system. From the beginning, they gave me, judge sentenced me to 20 years. 2 years later, the Missouri Supreme Court overturned my case, and I was supposed to have been released in 2002. I never got released. Took me back in court and found me guilty again and gave me 25 years then. And that's what I just come off of, is on the 21 years on the 25-year sentence. And that is, over the years, have really dug its claws into me very heavy as far as the judicial system, of even trusting it. I did not let it get me bitter, the prison time, because I always knew that I would be getting out. I have spent over the last 20 years almost every day as a legal assistant in the prison system with all legal work. I was one of the top legal clerks at every prison that I had been to. And so I helped as much as I could. You know, when I see the injustice coming through the door, that was my way of getting some justice back, was to help other people. And I managed to get about 5 guys released from prison that had been wrongfully incarcerated and their sentences wasn't right and things like that, you know. So I took advantage of that time and used it wisely between the legal system and programming. I've done many programs, almost probably every program in the Department of Corrections. But Concordance is the one and only program like Concordance that is available, and that takes you from A to Z. Once I got here, things was a little different. It was a little hard because of COVID. It was very difficult because the home plan that I had was in St. Louis, and that had been canceled, and I had nowhere to go. And I was told when I talked to Concordance before I left, they said, as soon as you get into St. Louis, you call us and we'll have somebody there for you. And that's what I did, and somebody was there. When I got here, they started working on it immediately, on what we need to do and how we're gonna get this worked out. And they've been there from day one. I really thank them and appreciate everything that each and every one of them has done. It's been great. It's been really great. What is so important from my experience of being in the prison system, that I've seen many years of guys getting out and coming back, the biggest part is that they did not have what they needed when they got out. And for to have the assistance, to have the availability, also to be able to have the sponsorship and the people there that really cares about you each and every day. If there's something wrong, you can always go to the desk and ask, like with the therapist, you need to talk to somebody. The stipends that we get has been very important because it don't leave you without. Coming out of prison, you got to have something. Me, I got family, but this is something that's been many years. We're trying to mend back together, but I'm not one to go and lean on them for that. I'll have to be on my own. that has been a tremendous help for me. And that has gotten me, they have not left me from when that part is done, then the part where with my job is already kicking in, so there's no gap in between. You get to continuously be able to be self-supportive. You just go from one right into the other and you don't even feel a difference and you just flow with it. And that's what's beautiful about it, is that it's the only, like I said, the only program that I've been affiliated with or even know about that that sticks with you all the way through. My message and advice to anyone that has an opportunity for Concordance is to don't hesitate, take it. Anything that's worthwhile doesn't come easy. So they have to remember that all the time. They have to remember that when it gets hard, you got to keep pushing. Look as far as what your overall objective is. And my overall objective was to get the program, successfully complete the program, get through and get me a good paying job and possibly my last career in my life to be able to be successful. And I would highly ask them to do the same thing, to give it a chance. And that's what they have to do, is just look for the strength within themselves and go for what it is that they're after. Concordance would be very good to sponsor. In the future, I'm hoping and looking forward to continue being a part of Concordance myself, to come back to for whatever, if they want me to come back just to talk to some people or whatever, I would do that. If I had the opportunity or had the assistance or the money or whatever, whatever I can put in to sponsor and to help them, I'm all in, because I've been there. I know what it's about, and it's a for real program. It's a for real program.